All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of God Greeting Guile. I am your host, Alex Stravanovich, or you can call me Full Frontal Exposure. Today, guys, what I'm going to kind of put out there is how David E. Taylor's cult, okay?
Your opinion is a lie.
Historically, we've never really witnessed a cult fall without anything bad happening. Jim Jones, David Koresh, Heaven's Gate, those all ended real bad. People died, right? But historically, we have never really seen a cult like David's crumble the way it is right now. And here's what's happening, y'all. David's setting up to bankrupt himself right now. He really is, big time. He is setting himself up for probably one of the biggest bankruptcies in church history, really. With all these mansions, all these properties, the amount of money he's not bringing in, he's hurting. David E. Taylor is hurting big time right now for money. For sure. The donations have gone down. The followers have gone down. He's saying he's got millions of followers. No, he has a very small following anymore. But he's still got to maintain all these properties, y'all. And somebody left a comment on my YouTube channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie. It was one of my followers from over in Ireland, back in a jiff. And what we were talking about is basically they're in hiding, right? They are definitely in hiding. David doesn't want to show his fucking face anywhere, anybody. David does not want to put his fucking bald head where anybody can see it. They are going to protect him like a golden egg right now, everybody. He is definitely... I'm scared for the people what's going on the inside. And we'll jump into something here. It's going to be I'm just going to dive into it when the time comes. And I was having a conversation with another subscriber from Germany, and he's American citizen, okay, but he lives in Germany. And he brought up a really good fucking point, guys, and it made me gut sick. But we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But this is what my guy back in a jiffy says from across the pond. Great question. I asked him, what other scam could they possibly run at this point, right? What scam could this cult possibly try to run anymore? And he says, back in a jiff, great question. Personally, I think they will line up an insurance hit on the properties. I think that's a good thing. I think what they'll do is try to line up an insurance hit on Nellie's property because it's an absolute fucking dump, right? And it just got a bunch of rain up there. And I think they're going to try to take an insurance hit on that property, say the damage was caused by the water that Chesterfield and St. Louis just got, about, 3 weeks ago? Got a shit ton of rain. A lot of rain, guys. I think, personally, they're going to try to scam the insurance company on Nellie's mansion and trying to get an insurance check out of that. That's just my opinion. Remember, everybody's opinion is a lie, right?
Your opinion is a lie.
So that's just what I think. Given David's MO, probably. Who fucking knows? Because David is a compulsive scam artist. Money is his get down. That's all he cares about is money. Okay. They are now bleeding heavy financially and need large payouts. They absolutely do. Here's the thing. David's following is getting very small. It's small already. He's got a certain amount of cult members within the immediate area of the cult, within the immediate vicinity of the cult. Then he's probably got some random followers out there donating, small amounts of money every month. But we're trying to figure that out. David's got to bring in a lot of money to maintain these properties. He's got to be bringing in at least $1 million a month to maintain these properties. Payments, taxes, maintenance, upkeep, everything. Keeping them. He's not paying his employees. He's not paying these people. It's a fucking forced labor cult, everybody, okay? This is why we're making a big stink about it, is because there's a full-blown fucking forced labor cult. And check it out. Where it's at is Avila Country Club. Oh, okay. Down in Tampa, Florida, in Lutz, Florida, all right? It's a forced labor cult. So anybody that's from the Avila Country Club area down there, there's a forced labor cult living in your area. And you guys don't even fucking see it. Okay? Just letting you know that. So Avila Country Club, Golf and Country Club, that ritzy ass area down there in Florida, guess what? There's a full-blown fucking Jim Jones forced labor cult living in your fucking area. Keep that in mind. Large payouts. Okay. Insurance, they are swindling veterans' pensions. Okay. I know that for a fucking fact. I got a fucking document right here. It says JMMI staff personal information form. Why the fuck does a church need a personal information form on their staff? Okay? That's my big question. And at the very end it says veteran status. No, veteran, disabled veteran, disability, no, yes. So they want to know if veterans are disabled, because you know why? All they have to do at that point, y'all, listen up, veterans, listen up. All they have to do at that point is go online and look at your veteran disability status, and bam, they know what your fucking disability status is. If they say you're 90%, oh, let's see what a 90% disability status is. Think about that. Veterans, listen up. Don't give this piece of shit your fucking disability, okay? Do not do it. Don't, okay? He is swindling pensions. I guarantee it. Swindling pensions, homes, money, for sure. Somebody just quick claimed a fucking house over to this cult, everybody, okay? No lies. Human trafficking? Yes, 100%. All the dynamics are there for a human trafficking operation taking place with this cult. 100%, man. I'm not the one making up the criteria for this. It's the DHS and the FBI and the CIA and all the fucking ABC government officials are making up this criteria, not me. I've looked up the criteria online, applied it to the dynamics of what we know is going on with this fucking cult, and you guys, it's scary. It is fucking scary, y'all. Washing his ill-gotten gains aboard. Yep. Blackmail the cult members. The list is endless. The list is endless with this guy right now, you guys. What could be happening? And he replied back again. I told him, and this is our thread, and I told him I could see Michelle taking a hefty life insurance policy on David too. Absolutely, I could see Michelle getting a life insurance policy on David, because from some of the research I've done, it looks like there's a trust in Michelle's name. Okay, it looks like there's a trust in Michelle's name. The church is a big fucking shell company, you guys. The names, the tax ID numbers, all that. It's a huge shell company for this cult. It really is. There is such huge crimes going on behind the numbers and shit like that, guys, that once the IRS does unfold the fuck up on this cult, there's gonna be so many they're gonna be like, holy shit, how did we not see this? How did we not see this? Well, because you probably have idiots up at the IRS fucking making the determinations, not even knowing who the fuck they're making the determination for in the first fucking place. They're just fucking handing them out. Here you have people actually fighting. I'm a veteran, and I'm fucking fighting to get disability rating from the VA right now. Meanwhile, you got the fucking asshole scam artist preachers out here just scamming money, being handed tax exemptions, laundering money, everything, guys. It's absolutely corrupt. It is absolute corruption right now within the tax exemption world. It is so bad. I've looked up the revoked tax ID numbers on the IRS website, and let me tell you, man, the IRS has a big fucking problem. It's no wonder our country is bleeding money right now, is because there's been so much corruption within the tax code. You guys, it is an absolute fucking mess. I told him I think you're spot on though too with them trying to figure out what scam to run next. And my guy Back in a Jiff, and I FaceTime with Back in a Jiffy, man. He's a great guy, and he's doing great things over there where he's at with addiction survivors and such, abuse survivors, helping men with addiction problems, which is a really good thing, because addiction's a real thing, man. I don't wish addiction on anybody. It's a fucked up thing, and I want to give a big shout out to my boy Back in a Jiffy over there across the pond doing what he's doing. So he says, does not matter how much or what they are plotting, the game is up for them. And it absolutely is. They are about to file bankruptcy, guys. Guaranteed. They are bleeding money. They are bleeding huge amounts of money. They still have a loan they have to keep up with, a $4.5 million loan they got to keep up with. You think they're sweating? Damn right they're sweating that $4.5 million loan that they got from that shady ass fucking investment firm, Crosby Capital USA over there in Miami Beach, Florida. Okay, it's on Meridian Avenue. The 1% shareholder, Yanel Devico, who is stateside here, runs the company from here. He's been in some trouble up in New York already. Okay, this Yanel Devico with some real estate dealings. All right, so now he moved down to Florida. He gets in trouble in New York, moves down to Florida, same name, different day. Dealing with David now, no doubt paying a super, super high interest rate in an inflated fucking market on a $4.5 million home loan, on a high risk loan. That loan, That $4.5 million loan probably just became 8 for David. Not 4.5. David probably doubled that loan when he got it. Because it's such a high risk. David's high risk. He can't get a conventional loan through a bank. There's no fucking way. You can't get a conventional loan. They are banking through Chase, however. They're going through Chase, I believe. Every day they wake to a failed scam. They are now frustrated, desperate, and angry. That his own exposition of his deposition was his capitulation. In turn, he folded his own ministry by himself. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. David, you folded your own ministry by yourself. You folded your own cult, bro. Not us. You did. You did, David. If you would have went in that deposition and told the fucking truth, David, guess what? It probably the fire you're dealing with, it probably wouldn't have been so bad. But the fact that you went in that deposition and tried to act smarter, sell your cult bullshit under a fucking legal deposition, David, that's where you screwed up, buddy. And now blames everyone else other than his own doing. Yep. David does blame his own self. Blames everybody except himself. I could see him running around those mansions being like, this is all your guys' fault because that deposition, you guys should have stopped me from doing that deposition. Why didn't you guys tell me what to say? It was your guys' fault. I could see David going off the complete fucking deep end on those cult members.
Your opinion is a lot.
That's right, I said it.
So here we are, current deposition was what? We got it in 2017. We're 6 years later right now. 18, 19, 20, 20. It's 5 years, 6 years later. So we got all these properties, guys, and they're huge properties. Let me give the addresses real quick. The big ones that we know of, okay? Let me start up north in St. Louis and Chesterfield area. Okay, so we have the 15400 Tim Page, which was mentioned in the deposition, which was also in a legal battle, okay? Well, we could do a whole fucking episode just on the legal battle with Harold Lewis and the 15400 Tim Page, okay? But we won't go into that. Let me just name the addresses, okay? 15400 Tim Page, okay? Not too far from that is 18205 Hager Lane, all right? Not too far from that is 17329 Hidden Valley Drive, which is rap star Nelly's shit mansion that he fucking destroyed, man. Nelly absolutely destroyed that place when the IRS put a lien on it because guess what Nelly wasn't doing? Paid his taxes like a piece of shit. So we got that. 329. Okay, then there's 1216 Babbler Park Court, okay, which is a huge chunk of land. I believe it's between 12 and 16 acres. Between 12 and 16 acres. I want to say it's 16, but it could be 12. Between there. Okay, so they got that. Then they also have another little property right next to 18205 Hager Lane, which is 18207 Hager Lane. Okay, so they got 5 properties. 3 of them with houses, which are really big houses, okay? Then you got 2 that are just properties, that are just land, all right? Just land. Now let's jump down to Florida, okay? They just purchased everything hit the media in about April when they bought the Buccaneers assistant coach, Darcy Glazer-Kazowitz, when they bought the house, when they bought that property from her. Okay? And this is once again David's attempt to be a fucking baller. Alright? But what I know about that house, David, dude, I know more about that house than you probably do. David, trust me. Dude, you are way in over your head on that house, man. The HOA fees alone on that place? Ridiculous, man. The HOA fees alone on that place are off the fucking charts. Okay? So the 706 Guisando de Avila, which is in the Avila Golf Country Club. Okay? That's where that's at. Now, there's another one that's in Ocala, Florida, that this is the one that was quit claimed over to them by Oko. I have the information on my YouTube channel, David Taylor Full Frontal Exposure. It's on my community page. I've put all the quit claim deeds up there with all the information. It's absolutely nuts what's going on with this cult, man. There is so much money that they are having to pay out now with these properties. And that address, sorry guys, that address is 1280 Southwest 38th Street in Ocala, Florida. Okay, and you guys, this guy's supposed to be a church, right? And he's hiding everything right now. He's hiding everything from his followers, his donors, the amount of the amount of secrecy going on is what makes us want to know more about what's going on with this cult. If David was more transparent, guess what? We probably wouldn't be here having this podcast about this cult that's operating in Lutz, Florida, a Villa Golf Country Club in your backyard. You guys, pay attention, man. Katie Gaston, I just got a YouTube comment from one of my subscribers. Yes, that email is from Jenny Janiak. Yes. Yep. Yes. It is. That email's from Jenny Janiak. I have an email that Jenny Janiak sent me. It's either Jenny or David. It's one of the two. And it's absolutely chopped up, poor grammar, punctuation, the works. You look at it and you're like, holy shit, these people are highly uneducated. Stand by. Let me reply to this person. I'm reading comments and a lot of things and discussing how David's getting ready to bankrupt himself, and he really is. David's going to show a loss with Kingdom of God Global Church because that's his get down right now. He's got another tax ID number ready for standby to fucking basically jump to when he bankrupts Kingdom of God Global Church. Okay. Sorry, guys. I apologize for that. So, yes, I have gotten emails from these people, and they're extremely nasty. These people are in a bad place right now. And I'm going to go ahead and get into that topic that it was my guy over in Europe that I spoke to yesterday. Zero... Let's see here... Zero Skateboarder, I believe his tag is on my channel. Great guy. I zoomed with him several times for quite a bit yesterday because he'd been wanting to catch a live, and our time differences. I'm Central, he's European in Germany, so our time differences are way off. And I had a really good conversation with him, man, and he brought up some really, really valid points that I think should be discussed right now. And I told him I'm all about it. And guys, just listen up. This is going to be a tough one. And it's going to be regarding suicide, all right? It's going to be regarding suicide. And I know it's a tough topic, but when David goes down, there's got to be people ready, like therapists. No shit, guys. This stuff is making me gut sick even talking about it, because when they realize that they've been lied to for this long by David Taylor and that they've been fucked over for this long, it's going to be a psychological crash. Think about that just for 1 second. Let me just sit there and digest that for 1 second too. And I don't laugh at it. It's not a funny thing. It's very disturbing, and it's time critical right now at this place, you guys. It really is. And this is what my guy said over in Germany. He said it is situation critical. It is very dangerous right now in that place. David is off the deep end, and he is no doubt lashing out at the members violently. What we see, the reason David doesn't come out anymore is because he doesn't want us to see how shitty he looks. David is in absolute poor health right now. Probably the worst health of his life right now. He looks like shit. He's going to continue to look like shit. And he brought up my boy Zero Skateboarder brought up a good point yesterday. God being who he is, and we're not God's master architects, and neither is David. We don't know God's master plan. Nobody does, for that matter. Nobody but God knows the master plan, all right? So anybody coming out saying they know God's master plan, in my opinion, is full of shit. Okay? That's where I stand with that. Anybody coming out saying, oh, I'm God's fucking Moses? No, you're not, dude. You do not know God's master plan. You don't know shit about God's master plan. Let's leave that to him, all right? How about that, David? Let's leave God's master plan to him and not you. Cool? Let's get back to what we were talking about with when David crashes and when the shit goes down. You guys, there has to be social workers standing by ready to help these people, man. It is a real thing. It is a real thing that I'm talking about. This is a very real issue. It is a very real topic because the other cults that we've seen in the past, they've all ended in death, right? Jim Jones, that was what, 900 plus people? Koresh, the Branch Davidians, that was, let me get the exact number of deaths on that one. Let's see what the death count was on that. 114 people. Or no, sorry. Nope. Sorry. That was a tornado. Sorry. Let me get the exact death count. 76 Branch Davidians, including 25 children. That's a big fucking number, you guys. We all saw that shit. We saw how that ended, right? We have the Heaven's Gate, right, which they all ended in suicide. And this is kind of the topic me and my guy were talking about yesterday, Zero Skateboard, is could it end in a Heaven's Gate type situation? Absolutely, because David preaches doomsday cult, end times bullshit all the fucking time. He's preaching Revelation all the time, and it's the revelation according to Apostle David E. Taylor, and it's a fucked up revelation, man. It's not the right revelation, that's for sure. Anybody listening to David's revelation is not in a good place. And I know, you guys, I know this is, and I'll put a link for the suicide prevention hotline too, because I think that's absolutely necessary to talk about in this situation, because these people have been so psychologically tormented and abused by this man that when in fact they do find out that they've been lied to for this long, it is going to be in a complete fucking psychological and emotional break, man. And it is going to be very bad for them. I'm sitting here, I suffer from PTSD from the military. I'm a veteran. I deal with shit every fucking day, man. And I don't even want to try to think the psychological snap these people are going to go through. I can't even fathom to think. These people are dealing with some of the most severe PTSD. I deal with pretty severe shit, but what these people are dealing with is beyond any kind of PTSD I can even fathom. You're talking religious abuse, psychological abuse, sexual abuse, manipulation, mind control. You guys, it goes beyond anything that we've ever fucking seen, and this is why we're making such a big deal about it. Why isn't our government fucking knocking this guy's door down and putting this piece of shit in fucking shackles and putting him in a fucking jail cell? That is my question. I don't want anything bad to happen to the guy, because you know what? I want his ass in front of a federal judge. That's where I would like to see him. That is my end goal in this. If anybody is asking me, why do I do this? Is because I know for sure he's scamming veterans. He's using religion to commit huge white-collar crimes. If I do the shit that he's doing, I would be in fucking prison, y'all. You would too. You would too. You would be in prison. But they get to use religion. David gets to use religion and gets away with it. It's all cool. It's all kosher. It's all good and great when you use religion. I believe in our Constitution says, yeah, we have the right to freedom of religion, but the right to freedom of religion doesn't include scamming, lying, laundering money, fucking people over, using religion, psychologically abusing them, sexually abusing them, manipulating them in order to fucking do your sick deeds on them. David's cult is forced labor. It's not. It is a sex cult, okay? There is a sexual dynamic to it. He's definitely sleeping with the women, y'all. He is definitely sleeping with the women. As many as he can, too. He don't give a shit. David will sleep with as many women as he can.
Don't call him David. Don't call him David.
David. That's this guy's get down. And some people have told me, and this is like, I try not to talk too much religion because, you guys, I'm not religious. I have my views and I have my beliefs, but I definitely don't claim to be religious, okay? Because, I was talking to my buddy yesterday. I was trying to talk about the Bible. I was like, hey, I'm not even going to try to tell you that I understand the Bible because I don't, because I've never read it, all right? I've read some scriptures, but for me to say I've read every fucking page in the Bible, nope. Never have, guys. Never have. I was left to figure out religion on my own, which I'm glad I did, because it allowed me to discover things on my own and figure it out on my own, okay? And I'm happy in that. What's great about this is there's a lot of really good people surrounding this, what we're doing. There's a lot of religious people, which is really good because it brings a good energy to the group. It really does. It brings people with a lot of different beliefs, views, thoughts, opinions, which is really great because we can all sit here. We're all educated too in this group. We have one of my sources is a fucking chemist, okay? I hope he's listening out there too. Big shout out to you. You know who you are. Chemistry major. We have doctorate. We have people who are highly educated in this group from all walks of life. Muslim, Jews, Christians, Catholics. They're all here. And they're all watching David being like, yes, what he's doing is fucking wrong. Using God, just in general. It's bad, guys. It's bad. The psychological break that these people are going to deal with. When they find out they've been lied to all this fucking time by this guy. This is a real thing. This is a very real thing, you guys. And here's actually, you can SMS, you can text 988 to the suicide prevention hotline. Okay, so there is a text. Let me just put that out there since we're talking about it. I'll just put the number out there since we are talking about it. And don't take your life in your own hands, man. It's not worth it, okay? There's people out here who care. There is help available. You can just dial 988, okay? That's all you got to dial, 988 to the suicide prevention hotline. Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988, or you can SMS. There's an official website, 988lifeline.org. Okay, so if there's anybody from this cult that's listening and you need help, that's how you get help, okay? There's also a therapist in our group. There is a link in my channel description on my YouTube channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure. We do have a trauma therapist standing by for cult members only. Survivors of cults only. That's it. If you're a cult survivor and you need help and you need a therapist, I'll tell you this therapist is licensed in Arizona and Virginia. 2 states. So if you're in those 2 states and you're a cult survivor and you need help, there's a link in my channel, on my YouTube channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where this video is going to be posted. This podcast will be posted. And I'll also put the suicide prevention hotline number in my channel too. That way if anybody needs it. Okay? Because this is a real thing, guys. This is a real thing going on right now. David's struggling. David's struggling. And if he's struggling, guess who else is going to struggle? Shit rolls downhill in that type of situation. Think about that for 1 second, y'all. If you're in the military, think about how shit will roll downhill in this situation. Think of how dangerous David is, and think of his irrational behavior. Just take a breath. I'm going to take a breather just here for a second. And just think about that. Think of the irrational behavior of David and think of how that shit's going to roll downhill to his members. That's going to be a shitty ball of shit when it gets down the bottom of the hill. And if you look at some of the members on stage, the ones that he's got up there, Steve, Joseph, and Ashley, they look absolutely worn down and fucking tired, man. They look absolutely just beat down and run down and overworked, underpaid, underfed.
David. Don't call him David.
The minister.
David is no doubt going bankrupt, you guys. He's going to bankrupt these houses. He's going to lose a lot of these properties, y'all. There's no doubt he's getting ready to set up a bankruptcy, a big one, and he's going to bankrupt Kingdom of God Global Church. Again, guys, he's already got another tax ID number set up. This is where I'm calling bullshit on the IRS doing their job, because they're not doing their fucking job. You look at all the determination letters for David's cult. There's 5 determination letters, and all the determination letters have somebody different who gave the tax exemption. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Definitely huge fucking inconsistency in people issuing out tax ID numbers to these churches, right? Because look what David's doing. David has pretty much. If anybody from American Greed is listening out there, will you guys do a bit on this piece? Will you guys do a part on this guy, please? Please do a piece on this guy. That would be really cool. If you guys did a bit on this guy, man, holy shit. This guy takes the cake in American Greed. He would take the cake. This guy is laundering huge amounts of money, guys, through real estate, mortgage fraud, all kinds of shit, man. He is doing some really shady shit. And he's got lawyers helping him do it. Fucking shady lawyers. Check out my channel on YouTube, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie. I do put out content there quite frequently. Guys, I stand up. Oh, sorry, I think I lost a little bit of connection there, guys. Okay, let me back up. I guarantee that if you go to any one of these houses, there is no doubt some kind of call center scam operation going down inside there. 100%, man. There is no doubt a scam going on. That's their get down. They're cold calling people. They're getting on Facebook. We have interviews of people saying, hey, yeah, they use Facebook to scam people. 100%. They use Facebook. They use YouTube. They're using YouTube on their get down, man. That's where you guys. This is something that like YouTube, like social media is allowing the behavior too. So is our government. I mean, it's really, you guys. At the end of the day, there's really no fucking head to chop off on this snake. There's really not. Social media has outgrown itself, basically. It really has. I mean, look, I'm doing a podcast and I'm broadcasting on 3 different platforms at the same time. You know? And people are doing that all over the place. This is going to be put out on 3 different platforms once it's done. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Social media destroyed David. I mean, he destroyed himself on social media, really. Man, when that deposition released, I wonder what he was going. I wonder what his train of thought, like his frame of thought was when he knew that deposition was going to get released. I wonder if he started shitting bricks. I would like to think that he was. I would like to think that David was probably shitting bricks. That's my opinion. Like I said, everybody's opinion is a lie. Well, that's according to David. So bankruptcy, definitely on the end, guys. I'm pretty sure this guy's setting up for a pretty nice sized bankruptcy in the end, man. And he's bankrupted other tax ID numbers, guys. Let's get down. Bankruptcy, show a loss, start another one. Bankruptcy, show a loss, start another one. And then he's moving the money around very effectively. He's moving money around. Moving the money around through real estate, shit like that. Bought in an inflated market, you know, everything. Man, I'm trying to imagine the interest rate on the Guasando de Avila mansion, that $4.5 million loan. That interest rate has got to be absolutely killing him. If that was it was at, I don't want to say it was like a 4.9. It was at 4.5. It was like over 4.5. And that interest rate on that loan for him is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't even want to think about how much that loan's going to cost him in the end. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. He's going to bankrupt it. He's going to lose that house. David will for sure lose that house. David will lose that house. So keep that in mind, everybody. Anybody who's thinking about donating to this asshole, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give to this guy. Your best intentions aren't in his mind. Or his best intentions aren't there. He cares nothing about no one but himself. Which is exactly why he's in hiding. Because he's running and hiding like a scared little fucking sissy, right? That just got beat in a fucking fight. That's what he's doing. He's hiding. 100%. David is in hiding. And David, I'm not going away, dude. You think because you're in hiding and that you don't do shit, I'm going away? No, because we could still talk about your scam and keep people aware of your scam. Because where we're succeeding, like where other people have failed, we're going to succeed, David, okay? Because our group is so much stronger, dude. Because we're doing this off sheer willpower, sheer motivation, sheer morality. That's it. That's it, David. There is no... People here aren't trying to buy their way into heaven or out of hell. It's not like that for us, David. You don't get that. You don't get that at all. You don't get it, David. You're dealing with a very determined group of people here. Highly determined. If you weren't so fucking scared, David, why aren't you putting your face out on YouTube anymore, huh?
Because you got to go into a deeper consecration with God.
No. You are in hiding. That's it.
Is a lot. Your opinion is a lot.
But I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
Yeah. If you aren't doing anything illegal, David, why is there no transparency with your paperwork? This is all bullshit, man. The way these filings are happening with his exemptions, man, is absolutely corruption. Absolute corrupt, dude. It really is. If anybody's out there listening, the way he's doing this, full-blown money laundering, guys. Really is. He's laundering money. I would like to see what happened if I started laundering money the way these assholes are. Joel Osteen, let me just touch on Joel Osteen real quick. His ass, some plumber, about 6 months ago, I guess? Maybe 6 months ago, a few months ago. A plumber doing work at Lakewood Church down in Houston, Texas, okay? Found $600,000 fucking dollars in the wall, you guys. 600 grand. That was reported missing in a crime 7 years prior, saying that it was stolen out of a safe when only 4 people had keys to that safe. All of a sudden, 600 grand comes up missing 7, 8 years later. And you know where they found it? They found it behind the fucking toilet. They found it behind the toilet. Some dude was doing some water pipe repair. From what I understand, the story I read is that he was doing some plumbing repairs, and he was tearing out a wall. Bam! Out drops all this fucking money, checks, money orders, all kinds of shit, guys. 600 grand plus. Where do you hear about that shit? Swept under the rug, right? Because you got lawyers like Winters and King out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, right, representing them, helping them fucking get away with the crimes, right? I wonder what happened to Joel Osteen with that situation. Because Joel Osteen actually employs these lawyers that actually sent me a cease and desist. He employs the same people. So I'm wondering if those lawyers helped Joel Osteen get out of that shit too. I'm wondering if they helped him clean that money out and just brush that shit under the rug. Be like, hey, we got this. Don't even worry. 600 grand, give us 25% right off the top. It never happened. And keep the rest. Just give us 200 off the top. We'll make it disappear. Exactly what happened too. That's exactly what the fuck happened. Those lawyers got paid by Joel Osteen and that shit fucking disappeared. That charge disappeared. You never hear about that shit anymore. $600,000. If I hid $600,000 from the IRS and they came in my house and they audited me and they opened up a closet and found $600,000 in cash, I'd be going to prison. I'd be going to prison, man. They take my house, they take my car, they take the fucking clothes off my back, they take my dogs, they take everything, man. They would take absolutely everything from me. With interest. I'd be living on the fucking street, man, if I pulled some shit like David did, or Joel Osteen. I'd be living on the fucking street, homeless, broken, poor. That's where I'd be. 100%, guys. Don't think for 1 second you wouldn't be either. If you were pulling some shit like David, you bet your ass the IRS would be all over you guys, man. IRS would be all over your shit like white on rice, man. It would be bad. Would be bad. I can't even, the $80 billion that the IRS just got, I would like to know where the hell all that money just came from. $80 billion? Really? And they can't put pieces of shit like David on the fucking federal bench and start questioning him about his fucking tax evasion? He's committing huge fraud, guys. David's committing huge fraud. And for sure, he's going to, I guarantee, within the next few years, couple years or a year or two, I'm guessing he's going to bankrupt KOGGC, the Kingdom of God Global Church. The tax ID number is 811195992. Okay? You can look it up on the IRS website. He's going to bankrupt that ID number. Going to show a huge loss with all these houses. And then, bam, he's got his new tax ID number standing by, just kicking it, waiting. And that one is Marvels in America, World Healing. That's the name of the new organization after this one fails, Kingdom of God Global Church, right? So that one, Marvels in America, World Healing. He can't even make up his fucking mind, this guy. That tax ID number is 850766107. You can also look that one up on the IRS database too. They're all there. You're all there. And the IRS, while I'm filing fraud against him, are granting him tax exemptions. I'm kind of thinking maybe this is a bureaucracy game. Like I gotta play the paper trail game. I have to build a paper trail on him. I've been filing fraud against him for a year. Over a year now. Over a year, guys. I've been filing fraud on this organization with the IRS, using the IRS's tax code to file fraud. Saying, yeah, this guy's committing fraud, money laundering, trafficking, all kinds of shit. I've definitely put in some fraud reports with some information on there that's probably going to raise some red flags at the IRS and get them fucking looking. And I'm sure I would like to think that hopefully they are. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. Who knows? $80 billion, I would like to think they fucking lit a fire under their ass and got some work done. I'm not here to talk about conspiracy theories either. Y'all. I'm not here to talk about conspiracy theories or whatever, what the IRS is doing with the $80 billion and all these people that apparently got hired. I'm not here to talk about that kind of shit, okay? I'm here to talk about our government fucking holding out on their jobs while they're getting paid fucking fat, while we, the middle people, and the lower class fucking deal with the bullshit and the repercussions of what's going on with the government. Our government's failing us, guys. Our government's failing us big time right now. All the way down to the church, to the very basic institution of our country. The church, religion. That is one of the most basic institutions that we have. Basic foundations of our country. And it's falling apart. And David's fucking bullshit is a prime example. Kenneth Copeland, Jesse Duplantis, Paula White, Creflo Dollar, Benny Hinn. You got all these fucking prosperity ministers here operating that are just absolute pieces of shit, man. And they're basically thumbing their finger at the government saying, fuck you guys, we don't got to tell you shit, but we can take in all this money. We don't got to do anything for the people. We can take in all the fucking money we want. There's a huge mega church in San Antonio. John Hagee Church. Huge fucking mega church, man. You think these churches don't control government votes? Think for one fucking second they don't, man. If anybody's seen The Handmaid's Tale, I recommend you watch it. If you have, you know exactly where I'm going. It's fucking scary. When you have a church influencing elections and the way people vote, you got Kenneth Copeland coming out saying that fucking Biden isn't president, you know, shit like that. It's what the fuck. And again, I'm not here to talk politics, but I'm just saying, when you have people like that, preachers, right? They are not supposed to have any fucking business in politics. Zero. They are not supposed to do any kind of campaigning. There is strict, I have the IRS codes right here. There is strict rules and regulations with campaigning when you're a fucking church. There is strict codes. And the IRS is pretty cut and clear on them, what you can and can't do. These mega churches and these prosperity ministers that are operating here in America, they have pushed the bounds beyond legal limits, in my opinion. We need to stop praying for these assholes and start fucking prosecuting them. That's what our government needs to do. When Kenneth Copeland was getting audited, he basically told the government, no, we're not going to tell you where the money's going or where it's coming from. Kenneth Copeland's got all these fucking private jets and shit. I mean, come on, Kenneth. Really? Kenneth is a fucking demon, y'all. Kenneth is the walking spawn of Satan on earth, y'all. You look in that guy's eyes and he's got that fucking demon glare, man. That guy scares me. That guy fucking scares me. But you know what? His shit's kind of failing too. His shit's kind of failing. And it'll be good when it does. It'll be a good day when that guy kicks the fucking bucket, man. It'll be a good day when that guy fucking meets his maker. And it's not going to be God. It is not going to be God. Kenneth Copeland is going to be like Hitler from Little Nicky, where Rodney Dangerfield shoves a pineapple up his ass every day. That's where Kenneth Copeland, Jesse Duplantis, Creflo Dollar, David, all those prosperity gospel ministers that have done all this shit, that is going to be their daily thing. It's going to be Satan saying, hey, where's David E. Taylor? Come over here so I can shove a pineapple up his ass. Or hey, where's Kenneth Copeland? Have I shoved a pineapple up his ass today? That's what it's going to be like for those guys. But it's going to be like several pineapples at a time. It's not going to just be one. It's going to be like fucking 3. So these prosperity ministers, man, they have gone above and beyond any kind of scams we've seen using religion, man. And people are looking for hope right now. And that's the shitty thing about what they're doing with religion is a lot of people are hopeless right now because of the pandemic. A lot of people realized through the pandemic what life meant, man. And a lot of people realize that life is fucking short, and we're not here forever, and that we are granted time. My grandma, I live by this every day. She told me this, and my grandma's devout Catholic, man. Grew up in the Catholic Church all her fucking life, all her life. She told me, she was like, honey, we are on borrowed time. She is all, God gives us time. And she was like, it is not your time, it is God's time. And I think I'm kind of a firm believer in that. Like, the time we're given here, it's not our time. Whatever time we're given here, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to us. Our time is borrowed. And I believe that 100%. You don't know when you're going to go. Your time's fucking borrowed, man. You could be walking down the street and get hit by a fucking car. You have a heart attack. You never know. Like that. Done. Time's borrowed. Think about that for 1 second. That's something my grandma told me when I was young. We're on borrowed time, honey. It's God's time, not yours. She always told me you need to count every day as a blessing because that's the thing. You never know. And that's the thing. Once again, people are looking for hope. A lot of people are looking for hope right now, and there's a lot of people out there profiting off of these people that are really looking for hope, and they're giving them false hope, guys. I'm looking at another one right now, Catherine Crick, who's a fucking absolute lunatic. She is absolutely uneducated. There's no context to her fucking preachings. All of her shit is just really forced, man. Just seeing her fucking do her shit, I'm like, okay, I can't even go on her, man, because holy shit, that one is going to be bad. That one's going to be bad, y'all. Y'all pay attention. Pay close attention to that one, man. She's up and coming. She's dangerous. She is dangerous. She's all about glamour and clothes and looking nice for the camera, and it's a lot of, hallelujah, brothers and sisters, amen, you've been healed, 1, 2, 3, demons are cast out. God's healed you through me. The only way you can get healed is through Apostle Catherine Crick. No, she's a fucking liar. She's a fucking liar, man. And she's doing this shit out in the open air. It's really disgusting what she's doing. She's not a fucking doctor. She has these paid actors that follow her around, but she's also actually bringing people up that are really sick and saying God's healed them and all this shit. Right? Absolute fucking disgust what these people are doing with the hopeless. I don't dig it one fucking bit. David's doing it. Catherine's doing it. All these prosperity ministers are doing it. The mega churches are doing it. What they're saying is, hey, the only way to salvation is through us. Give us your money. Give us 10% of your earnings. They use this seed faith, y'all, to their fucking benefit and then some. They use that 10%. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. David's like, in some of these sermons that I've heard from them, they legit say, hey, you need to lay your possessions at the apostles' feet. No, you fucking don't. They're taking that scripture way out of context, everybody. Don't give all your possessions to the apostle, okay? It's what you can give. It's not what the apostle wants you to give. You got Joseph and David and all these fucking cult cronies up there saying, give us your house, your gold, your bullion, all this shit. Saying, hey, you need to give us all this stuff. You need to lay your possessions at the apostles' feet because he's doing all this stuff for you. No, the fuck he's not. David is not doing anything for anybody. Never has, never will. End of story. The only thing David's going to do for people is ruin their lives. That's it. Breaking up families, psychological abuse, sexual torment. There's no doubt huge gaslighting going on inside that place. I mean, it's absolute disgust to sit here and think what is actually going on. If you've been following the channel, you know. We've all sat here and had that discussion that what's probably going on inside this place is absolute horror. But we don't know because they're hiding. That's what's scary. Everybody keep that in mind, man. Once again, suicide prevention, if you need help, you can SMS 988, okay? And somebody will call you right away. They're really good about that. And if you tell these people your situation, there's no doubt they will get somebody to help you. That's what they're there for, okay? This is a real thing I wanted to talk about is the end game for this cult, which me and my guy were talking about, which their podcast originally started about. David is no doubt going to go bankrupt, okay? David will no doubt be going bankrupt soon. He is not bringing in as much money, okay? He's got to maintain all these properties, taxes, loans, everything. Tax is going to be the big one. Tax is going to be the huge one. And he's paying these places cash, so he owns most of these properties, but he's still got to keep up taxes every year. He's got to keep the upkeep on them. And the thing is most of these mansions, y'all, these are custom-built places. You know, so these places, I mean, all of them have pools, so it's going to take upkeep on the pools. We know David's a fucking slob, so he's not going to do it. Some of these mansions are living, breathing organisms, man. They are so big, some of these places. Castlewood's old place, to fucking almost 30,000 square feet. With a damn near 3,000 square foot guest house. If anybody doesn't believe me, check my channel on YouTube. There's no bullshit. Let me get the square footage on the house. It's so big, you guys. Why does David need this big of a house, man? He's such a piece of shit, man. 10 beds, 13 baths. 28,295 square feet. Sold 4/12/2022. Oh, cool. Okay, so it sold in April. 8.967 million. Wow. Man. And this is just, I'm looking on Zillow, guys. I'm just getting the data off Zillow. Estimated net proceeds, estimated selling price, estimated remaining mortgage $6,583,000. That's just, again, guys, this is probably not right, okay? This is Zillow. The Zestimate is 8.967. It sold for 8.3. So it's worth more now, right? Because the market's kind of doing crazy shit. But in actuality, David's going to lose this house. The estimated payment on this house, $63,000 a month. Okay, yeah, David. $63,000 a month. And that's just with the conventional alone. It's 5 acres. The HOA annually is $15,000. So what is that? He's paying about what? The $1,500 a month on HOA fees, some $1,000 and some change. Yeah, so it sold. It was listed at 8.95. It sold for 8.3. Man, they're going to be paying out the ass for these taxes. Man. And again, this is a gated community. This is what makes this place so sketchy now, you guys. Okay, check it out. This is why a lot of us are concerned. One, because he's hiding behind these big walls. He hasn't shown his face. He's got all these people confined to this place, right? And he really does. It's a forced labor cult. These people can't leave. They have no place to go. They really do. They have no place to go. They will be stuck, broke, hungry, homeless. There's interviews on my channel that prove this, guys. There's interviews on my channel that say, yes, if these people leave, they will have absolutely nothing. That's a hard thing to think. These people will have absolutely nothing when they leave. It looks like Joseph, Ashley, and Steve are up at the main headquarters up in Taylor doing all David's bullshit, just making sure that somebody's there. They're probably staying in some of the houses up in Dearborn and Taylor. I know they have a few houses up in Taylor and Dearborn. I just don't know where. But they do have some properties listed up in that area, and that area is a pretty... That place is just a shithole, man. That place is just an absolute shithole. I'm going to go and start wrapping it up here, guys, and kind of get a couple things off here real quick. One, if you want to help get involved and see this asshole in jail, what you can do, I've put some links in my YouTube channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie. I have pre-filled these fraud reports for you. Okay, all you have to do is print them, put them in an envelope, stamp them, address them, mail them. That's it. You have to do nothing else. I put names, addresses, dates, numbers, everything, guys. I have filled in all that information for you, PDF style. All you got to do, click the link. It is a Google Drive link, okay? That's the only way I could do that. And your information is confidential. I don't share it with anybody. Once I get those and I open up the document, i.e. delete your emails, okay? So I never see it again. The forms are filled out. There's one called a 3949. And that form is the Department of Treasury IRS information referral, and this is to report suspected tax law violations by a business or person. So that one's pre-filled. All the numbers, I've put in everything for you guys, man. Everything. Everything is there. You can remain anonymous. You don't have to fill your information in at the bottom. And there's also another one called a 13909, which is a tax exempt complaint referral. Okay? That one's really important. This one, the tax exempt organization complaint referral, I'm holding it up like you guys can see it. You can look it up for yourself online and check it out. I have done everything on this so you guys don't have to do shit. All right, because people requested this. Hey, why don't you fill those in for us so we can fill them in and print them out and send them in. Okay, so we did that. Now, this is where, okay, this is my boy over in Europe. Again, man, we had a fucking badass chat yesterday, Zero Skateboard. I want to tell you that, man, because you brought up a lot of good points, man, and these are all very valid points. One is when it comes to tax law violations, you have to play the paper trail game. You can't just send in one report and be like, oh, okay, they're going to look at it. No, you got to fucking bug the IRS. You got to create the paper trail saying, yes, there's fraud going on. You got to bug the shit out of the IRS. And he brought that up. He's all, dude, play the bureaucracy game. Keep sending them. And I'm going to. I'm going to keep sending them out every week until I see some sort of fucking valid response from the IRS. Not just some fucking auto-generated letter saying, hey, we got your last letter. No, motherfuckers, you guys need to do a little bit more work than that, okay? I'm barely now getting letters back from the IRS from reports that I've sent out in like April and May. They're starting to catch up finally. They're starting to catch up, I think, which is good. Once I see them a week behind, then I'll know they're caught up to my letters, okay? So I urge everybody, if you want to get involved, if you want to help, if you've asked yourself that question, what can I do? If you think there's nothing you can do, you're wrong. You pay your taxes. If you're a taxpayer, there's absolutely something you can do. Fill out one report. Send it in. That's all I'm asking. You don't got to do like I do, send in one a week. Just send in one. Send in one. Be like David. If 1,000 people send in one, what is that? That's 1,000, right? That's 1,000 reports that the IRS has to look at fraud, David E. Taylor, JMMI, KOGGC. Here's all the addresses, names, phone numbers. Hey, dude, we need to look at this guy. So again, if 500 people from my channel, I'm just saying, if 500 people, 500 subscribers from my channel that live in America filled out one report and sent it to the IRS, the IRS would fucking shit a brick. They're getting mine, but one a week. You know that, what is that? So they've got about 60 reports from me, 70. Some other people have filed, so I'm sure they've got more than just from me. I know some other people in the group have filed, which is really awesome. I want to give a big shout out to you guys for doing that, okay? And this is how, right, guys, this is how legally we stop these guys. We stop their tax exemption. That's where they're living off of. David's living off his tax exemptions. We need to stop that. We need to stop his tax exemption. That's the way his cult will stop. Once you get his tax exemption stopped, guess what? Then he's got to start putting his money on the books and paying his taxes. And you know what? With all the capital gains going on right now, you know how much fucking money he would have to pay on some of those mansions if he had to sell them? The capital gains on those places would be absolutely... the capital gains would bankrupt him alone. Think about that, you guys. David's in a mess right now with these properties. He really is. The properties are going to bankrupt him. The properties will bankrupt him. The capital gains, he probably never thought about that. Never thought about the capital gains he's going to have to pay on those properties when he sells them. He's got 7 big properties, man. Think about that for 1 second, David. Think about that for 1 second, man. Just got a text from my boy right now. For sure, these properties, David's going to go bankrupt, guys. And that's where I'm going to wrap the podcast up. David's going to go bankrupt. All right. He's hurting for money. This is where we got to double down and get the IRS to do their job now. Because we know we can't do vigilante justice, guys. We know that, right? That's not the right way to go about it. And that would completely go against what we're trying to do here, is help these people, right? Because I honestly don't want to see anything bad happen to David. I want to see his ass in jail. That was my final goal. How can we get this guy in jail? Because everybody's asking the same question. How is he not in jail? Why is he not in prison? How is this guy still doing this? Why has he not been arrested? Well, guess what, guys? We, the people, because of our inaction, the government's not doing anything. We have to make noise to the government. Okay? We're paying the fucking IRS, man. We're paying them their fucking salaries. Let's make them do their fucking jobs, y'all. Fill out these reports. Send in one. One, guys. Just one. And I don't care if I get fucking 500 email requests saying, hey, request for this report. Fill out one on David or Michelle. I would recommend I send out 3. I send out a 3949 on David, a 3949 on Michelle, and then I send out a 13909 for both of them. I put both of their names. I put numerous names on that one. I put all the players on that one. So you guys, you want to get involved? You want to be a part of this process and you want to see our government fucking do their job? Help me. Help me help them. Help me help them get out of this cult, because there's people that are going to need some serious fucking help here at the end, guys. This is a real issue. Like I said, the one thing we got to be ready for when this shit goes down is for these people to get the help they need immediately. I'm talking, they need to have people waiting outside that fucking house with social workers to get these people help right the fuck away. I'm talking deprogramming immediately, guys. Immediately. No fucking delay. There can't be any delay with the deprogramming of these members. There can't. Absolutely zero delay with deprogramming. These people have been so abused that I hate to close it on a negative note, so I'll try to close it on a positive note. But I'm just saying, when these people snap, when David goes down, we have to have people ready for these guys, man. We have to have resources available. We got to have therapists available, psychologists, counselors, everything. The works, guys. I'm talking a place to live, a safe place, food, money, clothes, transportation. These people have nothing right now. These people have absolutely nothing, And that's what they'll have when they leave this place. So I'll close it on a positive note. You know, you guys, thank you for being here and listening to this. Thank you for being a part of the channel and continuing to help digest this. We're decoding cult tactics, you guys. We're decoding a cult right now. We're breaking down a cult dynamic, probably one of the worst ones we've ever seen. Really. And it's gone beyond dangerous. It really is. Right now is the time where everybody needs to put eyes on this cult. Really. I'm talking fucking flood their fucking phone lines, the 1877, the glory number. Y'all fucking blow up his fucking phone lines. Make it difficult for other people to call. He's running a phone scam. Make it difficult for people to get scammed. His information's out there. Everything, guys. Help us help them, you guys. Help us help them. So with that being said, man, y'all thanks for being here and listening. David is indeed going to bankrupt his cult organization at this point. He's going down. He's grabbing for straws at this point. He really is, guys. He's hurting. He's hurting. He's going to bankrupt the Kingdom of God Global Church, the 811-95992. Then he's going to jump to the 850-766-107, which I've also put on these tax forms, okay? All that information is on these tax forms, so you guys can send them in. I send them in once a week. I just sent some out yesterday. I hand fill mine because I take pleasure in putting my fucking name on there and letting David know that I took the time to sit there 15 minutes out of my day and let him know that I did indeed file those reports against him. So, with that being said, man, you all have a good day. Stay safe. Happy Thursday. And any questions, comments, concerns, I do have a Google Voice number. If you're a cult survivor and you need help and you're ready to talk, Google Voice number is 314-492-3356. You want to contact me there, by all means, please do. Okay, this is an open line for cult survivors. Don't blow up my phone, okay? I do have it there for certain people. But yeah, if you want to help with the dynamics, you got some information you want to help with, you want to get down on the podcast, you know, you want to come on the stream, whatever, let me know. My channel's open to people to come on and interview, all that stuff, you guys. My channel's open, but I'm not going to deal with bullshit from people coming on and trying to hijack my stuff. So just keep that in mind, all right? So have a good day, guys. Thank you again for being here. And read your Bible. Read your Bible. If you're going to a church, make sure your leader, your pastor, isn't a fucking greedy slob like David, okay? So, you all have a good Thursday. Thanks for being here.